join the show. Call 205-723-0731.
Can't do that.
Or you can message us on the Catfish Tuscaloosa app. Now, live, Lisa Jones and Johnny Aycock.
Test. Am I on? All right, then. Good afternoon and welcome to the Noon Show with Lisa and Johnny. We are coming to you live and streaming everywhere. The Noon Show airs Monday through Friday from noon until 1 o'clock Central Time. Each day, we bring you engaging conversations, fresh perspectives, and stories that connect us all. Johnny and I would like to invite you to join us along with today's show guest, Dr. Albert Pianki. He is a William and Margaret Going Endowed Professor of English in the Bearfield College of Arts and Sciences at the University of Alabama. He is a distinguished scholar and academic leader who serves in senior leadership as Associate Dean of General Education and Academic Affairs, as well as Interim Chair of the Department of Theater and Dance. We couldn't be prouder that he's here today. So, for today's show, pull up a chair, sit back, and relax. And now, without further
scholar and leader at the university, he's our friend.
yes,
And we know him, and what a friend he's been to us. So,
absolutely.
Albert, I'm gonna call you Albert.
Please do.
Because we are just delighted to see you, and we'll get into the show. And I do want our audience to know that Lisa and I are very privileged in that we get to meet some really, really interesting people through the Noon Show. And
To say the least.
and Dr.
For
Pianki
sure.
has become a friend really quickly, and we appreciate what y'all do. We're going to talk about a lot of things. And we appreciate. Glad you're here today. Looking forward to our conversation. But hope everyone's out there having a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous day in T-Town. A little chilly today, but that's all right. It's still wintertime. And we got to sometimes forget that when these beautiful days show up. But thank you for listening, no matter where you are, whether you're in Tuscaloosa, West Alabama, across our great state, or across the nation. And Albert, we like to talk about our friends in Germany and Ireland, England, Canada that listen to us in a while. But
Well, who can blame them, Johnny? It's a real pleasure to be here.
well, we're delighted that you're here, and we're going to, because Lisa and I are just, I think we're so blessed to be learning from all
We
of
learn
your
so
great
much,
colleagues.
yes.
It's just, and we were talking about. You ready for this, folks? We
What's
were
that?
talking about quantum physics.
They were. Albert and Johnny. And
Lord knows I went to Auburn. I couldn't even spell that. But anyway, thank you for joining us. We've got lots of things going on in our great community these days, and got some events coming up, Miss Sunshine. That
Yeah, we do. We've got Drew Baker coming on the show to Arsenic and Old Lace, which is actually that's running right now through
It is.
Theater Tuscaloosa.
going to run through Sunday.
That's right. It's at the Bean Brown Theater all the way through March the
That's
first.
right.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So, should we talk a little bit about what that's about?
Well, I think, folks,
Just an overview?
I tell you what's interesting. Arsenic and Old Lace have been around a long time. A lot of us were in it in our high school days.
Johnny was in it in high
and
school.
I was a
You
junior
had
in
a
high
lot of
school was in it.
Experience.
And it was, but it's absolutely hilarious. It's a classic play, just absolutely so funny, so full of great lines.
Don't drink the wine.
Yeah, don't drink the wine. You'll find out what
Or
that
enjoy
means.
their hospitality when you
But,
go. Right.
Yeah, you need to get your
Yeah,
tickets.
get your ticket. So you could go to theatertusk.com. That's THATRETUSC.com or call 205-391-2277 and they do answer the phone.
Yeah, and this week there's evening performance and matinees available. So you can go at night or catch one of those great matinees out at Bean Brown. So yeah, great play. Great play. You'll just laugh your heart out. And what a great cast of characters.
No doubt.
It's
I'm
hilarious.
excited Drew's coming tomorrow.
But anyway, the other thing that we want to remind you of, and this is coming up a week from tomorrow, which will be Tuesday, March the 3rd, Lisa and I are hosting what we think is the first time this has ever been done. We're not totally sure, but we think it is a live public forum and broadcast with Mayor Dale Phillips from Northport and Tuscaloosa County Commission Chair Rob Robertson will all be in the room all at one time for a 2-hour conversation that Lisa and I are going to moderate and facilitate. And someone asked why we were doing this. Well, there's a couple of reasons.
Right.
One, it's an opportunity for each of us as citizens to hear the three heads of our local government all at one time talking about
Exactly.
common issues. That's one reason. The other reason is, and it's kind of a subtle reason maybe, sometimes folks think that the three
And
governments
we're all separated. This
all
helps to,
separated, they
helps to
don't
bridge
work
the gap a
together.
little bit. Yeah,
You know, and yeah, they have their separate
Right.
goals sometimes.
that's right.
But most of the time, these three are working together. They meet regularly. They know what each other's doing. They stay in touch.
They do.
And it's a very positive atmosphere in our community. You've got the three leading government heads working so well together. And I think
Yeah.
that's reflected in Tuscaloosa County's livability, our economic vitality. So I hope you'll tune in. It's going to be next Tuesday, March the 3rd, 12 o'clock. It starts, ends at 2 o'clock. You can listen to us on FM 100.1, or you can go to thenoonshow.com, hit listen now, and stream us literally anywhere. You can also download the Catfish Tuscaloosa 100.1 app and listen to us. We'll be on Facebook Live, and then later on we'll be on YouTube and podcasts and all that stuff. But tune in next week. We'll keep talking about this. Next Tuesday, March 3rd, 12 noon, FM 100.1.
Yes. I had a little twinge of guilt. You're talking, oof, microphone too. A little twinge of guilt. You were talking about some of our different listeners around the world and the country. And I texted one of my friends in New Jersey about something specifically. Didn't even ask them how they were doing. And how are you doing, by the way? I'll check on you later. But New Jersey, Long Island, my gracious. Hope you pull through all of this. The grand opening of the Northport Bunny Trail. That's always fun. It's presented by Premier Service Company. So what in the world? And so here's what to expect. Join the ceremony. You can get photos with our bunny, Dash, it says. That's fun. So let's say you get a glimpse of beautifully decorated eggs. You get free Cajun cream ice cream cookies from Alley Cakes and snacks from Brick and Spoon. They're going to gather at the office of April Lane for the grand opening. The Coffee Nook and the Tea House Nutrition will be on hand. Make sure you grab your tickets for the Golden Egg giveaway. So that is this Saturday from 10:30 to 12. That's really interesting. You can also dine and at the downtown, all the restaurants in downtown Northport. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I believe that's a junior league.
It is a
sponsored
junior. It is a
program.
junior
So,
league. That didn't make
I
it.
think they've been
Yeah.
doing this for several years. A lot of fun. And Junior League of Tuscaloosa is the sponsor, and they do this, and this is used to raise money for their charitable events.
Okay. Good
So
point.
that's
Yeah.
a good thing. Another thing we want to remind everybody of, and folks, these people do such a great job, and that's our friends at Abilio. And Caitlin Hines and her team are really doing great work by pulling all the resources together to help and support those with disabilities, and those are both visible and invisible disabilities. And they do some really cool things. And this one's coming up this week. It's February the 26th at 9 o'clock out at the Easter Seals building, which is out on James Harrison Parkway. It's called Employer Connect. And employers, businesses in town, if you're looking for ways to employ those with disabilities, support those that are already in employment, this is for you, because it's called neurodiversity in the workplace. And what that's all about, they're interactive sessions, hands-on sessions to show you as a business how to overcome barriers for those with disabilities, because very productive employees, but sometimes they need some support and some help. And this is a way you can get your very practical ways to support ability diversity in the workplace. And the 26th, that's this week, 9 o'clock, Easter Seal Building. For more information, email Caitlin Hines, that's CAITLIN Hines, HYNES, at rehab.alabama.gov. Check that out. That's a really beneficial workshop.
Okay, we have another charity fundraiser to spotlight. So this is going to be benefiting the West Alabama Walk to End Alzheimer's. So their event is going to include playing mahjong, which I think is pretty cool. I've never done it. I don't know how to do it, but they address that with mahjong lessons. So all you have to do is pay $25 at the door, or let's just get this out there. If you have any questions, go ahead and email Sonia, SONJABILLGRIFFITH1 @gmail.com. We'll put this up on our Facebook because there's also a QR code to get more information, but it's $25. It's open play. Again, mahjong lessons. I would love to learn that. It's all levels. And guess what else? There's door prizes. It's going to be at the venue on March the 4th from 6 to 8 o'clock. So I was wanting to just make a little statement. You're talking about, so we've got Albert Pianki in the studio with us. And I was musing about something about how, you know, say you're a student at the University of Alabama or anywhere else, it's always a good idea to try to remain in good standing and do well. And, for example, not be sent to the dean's office. But what I find incredibly ironic about Johnny and I these days, we want to remain in good standing and do well, but we want to be sent to the dean's office for this dean because we are friends with him. And all jokes aside, thank you so much for coming to see us today, Albert. But I think we're going to go ahead and segue to break so we can get right back to you. So, guys, you've been listening to the Noon Show on FM 100.1. Don't go away. You're not going to want to miss a single minute of this. We will be right back. That was corny.
Good timing. I'm glad you did that. That was good timing.
Was it corny?
No, it's timing. Good timing.
Oh, I thought it was corny.
No? Sorry about that. Oh,
The other thing I was thinking too, which is absolutely marvelous for me, and you know we're live on social media, right? So they can hear everything we're saying. But anyway, it's just random thoughts sometimes. But you know, being at UA for 27 years, chemistry, under arts and sciences, for me, it's like coming home, having the sponsorship, and it's like, wait a minute, I thought I retired. Because that's another thing. When you get to that point, you're like, when do I ever graduate? Retire.
Some of us were at the university and we never left.
And you never
That's why we
leave.
got the job, really.
Yeah.
A lot of folks out
Oh.
there. Yeah.
But yeah, it's the kind of place you want to stay,
Well, and again, you know,
really.
here I go with my economic development background. You know, we want to retain this talent. And the more talent that stays, the better we all are. And, so talent retention is a big deal, I think. One of our friends told us, I thought it was a great statement. It made it to the book, I can tell you that. The largest talent pool in Alabama is in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, with 42,000 students out there.
Is there a particular question on the list that you would like to lead with, or should I just start?
No, I'm
with
happy for you to start wherever you like.
What do you want? What do you think?
Yeah, I won't start
Start
here.
with one.
Yeah, start.
You want me to just read it as I welcome them into the studio, and then do you want to read it, or just say it? However you want to do it.
Yeah.
I'll welcome them to the studio.
Yeah, why
officially.
don't you just be casual about it and just
Just-
walk into it. Yeah, because that's
Number one.
the beginning of the conversation.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't think and I'm as guilty as anybody. I don't think most citizens of Tuscaloosa realize the scope of what's going on at our university. I just don't think they know.
Well, you can't blame them. They have jobs and lives.
Well, but
Right.
You know,
But a lot of folks just think it's untouchable, even that it's just sitting out there on a hill somewhere. And, you know, I can't relate to it. Well, yes, you can too. And one of the things I've learned, and I've learned this, you know, everybody we've met, started in y'all's college, everybody we met are genuinely nice people. They're good people. They're brilliant, but they also are so related. And I think that's special. I think that's special. And so if we can somehow blend community and town and gown even better, I'm all for it.
That's so funny. Those terms, I'm not used to those terms, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just,
Makes
You know,
sense.
town and gown historically in England, this is where these terms come from.
Is it
These
really?
were hostile terms.
yes.
There would be riots. They would
Yes.
attack each other physically in the streets.
Really?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well,
So we're doing a lot better than that.
you
Yeah.
know our history here is like that.
Is it?
There were periods that
We're back,
university
Johnny.
community didn't even want to see each other. And one of them is not that far ago. Back in the late 70s, early 80s, there was no love lost. Welcome back to the Noon Show, right
Yeah,
here.
welcome back.
100.1. We're so glad you're with us. And wow, have we got great sponsors? And Lisa, let's go ahead and announce our newest sponsor. Let's do that.
Who's that?
You know, we're so excited about this that they're joining our Noon Show family. But Dr. Bianchi is here for a lot of reasons. But one of the reasons is he has helped us so much to facilitate a brand new sponsorship. And we are just absolutely proud and happy to announce our newest sponsor is going to be the Bearfield College of Arts and Sciences at the University of Alabama. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Can I say a word or two about
Absolutely.
the Bearfield College?
Yeah.
So at the heart of every breakthrough, every bold idea, and every great conversation, you'll find the arts and sciences. The Bearfield College of Arts and Sciences is where curiosity meets discovery, preparing students not just for their first job, but for a lifetime of leadership, service, and impact. From groundbreaking research in science and technology to powerful storytelling in the humanities to creative expression in the arts, the Bearfield College is shaping thinkers, innovators, and change makers right here in West Alabama and far beyond. Learn more how the College of Arts and Sciences is building the future, one student, one discovery, one big idea at a time at artsandsciences.ua.edu. Bearfield College of Arts and Sciences, where big thinking begins. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well said. And we're excited about this. And we are learning. Of course, you were inside that college for 27 years. I was sitting outside doing some other stuff, like trying to grow the community.
Busy being a civic leader.
And, well, trying to grow the community with a lot of good people. And I got the privilege of working with a lot of folks at the university. But I again, and I think this is going to lead to the first question that you've got. I just wanted to set the stage. I'm not sure everyone understands the scale and the scope of what goes on, not only at the university, but at the College of Arts and Sciences. And we're learning that every day.
I think it's difficult for the people who work there to understand just on a daily basis.
Probably so. And so we're really privileged. And so let's get to Dr. Bianchi. Albert, we're just absolutely delighted you're here.
I'm really glad to be here. Thanks.
Yes, so today's show guest, in case you were just now joining us, is Dr. Albert Bianchi. He's a William and Margaret Going Endowed Professor of English in the Bearfield College of Arts and Sciences at the University of Alabama. He's a distinguished scholar and academic leader who serves in senior leadership as Associate Dean of General Education and Academic Affairs and interim chair of the Department of Theater and Dance. Welcome to the Noon Show studio, Albert.
I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and roll with the first question, and then we'll see what happens, right? For listeners who may not realize the scale of what happens inside the Bearfield College of Arts and Sciences, how would you describe its mission and why it sits at the intellectual heart of the University of Alabama?
So that's a big question. How long is your show? Right? But
Yeah.
You make us laugh. You always have these funny. I remember you responded to my email when I sent a set of questions. And folks, he said, I didn't know the show was 4 hours long.
But I said that because you're right. The college it's big, it's diverse, it's hard to get a handle on even when you're inside of it. But the best way to think about it is that we are the college that touches every single student, whether they major in engineering, music, mass communication, social work, nursing, human and environmental sciences. It doesn't matter. Everybody shows up in arts and sciences because we host approximately 80% of the general education curriculum at the university. So we get a chance to help them become what my own area of research, my specialty these days is John Stuart Mill. He said the goal of education was to produce competent and cultivated individuals. We could do a lot worse than that as our final goal. And so when students take classes in the college, we try to teach them the sort of leading truths and head debates of a whole range of fields so that when they go out into the world, they are not, as Mill would have said, the victims of charlatans and imposters, to which we might add hallucinating chatbots.
Oh my gosh.
And instead, they are citizens who are capable of interacting with everybody in their community about ideas that matter to all of us. And then, of course, they all go on and they get majors and they become experts in one or a couple of things. And then they drive discovery in those areas. But none of us can understand the discoveries unless we know something about the leading truths and essential ideas.
In essence, the arts and sciences are crucial for a truly well-rounded education, right?
I think yes, that's absolutely true. And we are the only college in the university that's really a sort of almost a university inside the university. We have 22 departments. We have 3 non-departmental units. So that's 25 units with over 100 majors and minors and graduate degrees. I mean, we do as much as can be done in one space. And so when you look at arts and sciences, if you can get a handle on that, you really get a taste for what happens at the whole university.
Yeah, you certainly do. I can just say from my experience, I saw freshmen who had all kinds of aims and goals to do different things, but there are certain requirements, right? You know, some sciences, for example, and it just makes it really interesting. And I think it just makes them more well-rounded individuals, not just well-educated people, but just in all well-rounded. Wouldn't you say so, Dr. Pianki? Sorry, Albert.
Well, sure. Lisa, you worked in chemistry, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
Many of the students who come through chemistry, they're not going to be chemistry majors later
Right.
in their life, but the things that they learn in those introductory chemistry classes can stay with them for the rest of their time, right? How to be exact about details. That really matters. You don't want to blow the lab up, right?
Correct.
How to work well with others to accomplish a goal together. Because let's face it, those chemicals are expensive and we need a lab group working on them together.
Yes, sir.
That would
I
be
know
good
that
to you.
firsthand. But other, not lower level, but more foundational things like organic chemistry. If you want to become a doctor, you've got to get past organic. I don't hate to say it that way, but it can be a deal breaker for some people. But they really get in there and get some of those nitty gritty foundational things accomplished before they go on to achieve their ultimate goal.
Yeah, and you're making a really good point, Dr. Bianchi. And one of them is, you know, in the practical side, which I've always kind of been in, I guess, there's a lot of talk about workforce development. Everything's workforce development. That's career readiness. I mean, and the arts, the sciences, the humanities are just as critical to a workforce career path as anything, correct?
Well, you know, if you major in a science or in engineering, what you learn at school, you will instantly have to relearn because the sort of progress of discovery moves forward.
Yikes.
For the rest of your life, you will always be a social human. And so the humanities and the social sciences prepare you to be that social human even as you continue to learn more technical things.
Yeah. And an employer, because I've worked with them, one of the things they're always going to want is critical thinkers. Where do you learn critical thinking if it's not in the College of Arts and Sciences?
You're not wrong. And we have lots of classes where critical thinking is central to the mission. Critical thinking means taking a step back from yourself to ask questions that matter to other people. The ability to imagine what someone who's not you might think about something. That's the essence of critical thinking. And it's a skill. For some people, it's a talent, of course. But for the rest of us, it's a skill that we develop through practice, through coursework, through interactions with experts and our peers.
Yeah. And
Wow.
you have used the word discovery 2 or 3 times already. And what has impressed us, and I mean, I am just blown away by it, the discoveries that are happening inside the college, in those labs and in those classrooms. Could you kind of give us and our audience a little bit of taste of the breadth and diversity of the research going on at the College of Arts and Sciences?
I can, although this was the question that led me to wonder whether you had 4 hours. So I thought of a couple of small case studies.
Okay.
So in our physics department, you've already mentioned to me that you have met Dr.
Vandy
Vandy,
and
right?
Dr. Hauser. Yes.
So they lead the Precision Timing, Navigation, and Quantum Metrology Lab. That means that they can measure things more exactly than any of us can even imagine.
That is correct.
And if you think that that's not relevant to you, the next time you get on a plane and you want to make sure that it gets where you want it to go and lands the way you want it to land, and not all of the other places and ways that it might get there, know that timing is what makes a difference. The next time you call your mother on the phone to ask how she's doing, your cell phone uses GPS data to locate you and your mother in space and time. To do that more accurately means a better call. Anything that involves an electronic needs precision timing.
Yes.
And so that lab is actually the world leader in precision timing technology, not just the state leader or the national leader, the world leader.
Yes. And Danny Chimes is the most precise clock tower in the nation. Roll
Finally.
Tide.
Right?
Yes, it is.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Yes.
To get to the other side of the
Yes.
house, Jennifer Feltman, one of our faculty members in art and art history. She just won arguably the university's most prestigious research prize. And she is the lead researcher in the Notre Dame in Color project. This is Notre Dame, the church in Paris,
Whoa.
burned down fantastically and tragically some years ago, has been rebuilt frantically and exactingly in the years since. And Dr. Feltman is involved with that effort as a medieval art historian. She is combining her knowledge of the period with digital scanning technology to recreate all of the statues in their original colors so that as the church is rebuilt, it can be true to its original build.
Will you help her get us on the show?
I'm sure she would be happy to come tell you about her research.
Yeah, I've heard her story, and folks,
we
again,
need to
that's
spotlight
what's
that.
happening right here in your community, in your university. And how can you not get excited about all the work that's going
It's so
on,
cool.
discovering solutions, discovering new pathways to solutions, discovering new techniques and processes. And of course, I'm looking for ways to transfer technology to the marketplace. So, but anyway, Dr. Pianka, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come right back. So, Miss Sunshine, I think it is break time, isn't it?
I think it is. So, Dr. Pianki, you raised the level of the room in the best possible way. We're going to pause briefly for our sponsors, and when we return, we will continue the conversation right here on the Noon Show on FM 100.1. Don't go away. We will be right back. Okay.
Two great
Because-
examples. Couldn't have been better.
You know, I think I've said this to you before about being in chemistry and the innovators have something good happen and they just have to get it out. And if, like me, I was a sad person. It happened. Oh, we're already back. I had the privilege of hearing about those things. But then I realized after retired, people in the community don't get that privilege. And so I said, we've got to do something
That's what
about
we're
that.
doing.
But even you just saying what you just said, I'm like, I even just got it from one part. Right?
Welcome back to the Noon Show right here on FM 100.1 and streaming everywhere on the Noon Show, noonshow.com, and that Listen Now button. Just go on there and push that button. Also, you can download the Catfish 100.1 app and take it with you and listen to us anywhere, every time. So we're having the most fun today,
Yes.
aren't we, Sunshine? But I tell you what, folks, we come to you every day because of great people like the folks at Bryant Bank. And we thank Bryant Bank for being our first original sponsor, and they're still with us and continue to be the best bank in Alabama.
Yeah.
And we love those folks. And when you stop by, guarantee they're going to have a friendly smile for you and they're going to welcome you. And if you're not a customer, gosh, folks, there's not a better partner in town if you want to help. Need some help meeting your financial goals and needs. And that's the great professionals at Bryant Bank. So civic minded. And when you become a customer, like I have been for almost 21 years, you become part of the family. And part of the Bryant family is pretty dog. They treat you so well. So if you want someone to work with you who's professional, who's going to sit down and work with you very personally, that's our friends at Bryant Bank. And all you got to do is stop by and visit. That's all it takes. And their main headquarters on McFarland Boulevard North, with accessible location in Northport, North River, downtown T-Town. And drop by and see them. Tell them Lisa and Johnny sent you. And by the way, the lollipops are over by the teller window, and the good ones are hidden behind. If you want a root beer one, you have to ask for those because I keep them hidden so I can get them all.
There was talk that they have blueberry ones now.
They do have blueberry.
Yeah.
All flavored. I just love those root beer ones. But anyway, go see our friends and remember they're an equal housing lender and a member of
FDIC.
Go see our friends at Bryant Bank today.
Absolutely. So I would like to ask you, Albert, about the following. So the Smith Family Center for the Performing Arts is one of the most exciting projects currently underway at the university. What does this facility represent for students studying theater, music, dance, and the performing arts?
It's not only the most exciting, it is probably the largest construction site on the university at this point. It is hard to overstate what this facility is going to mean for the university and the community and the region. When it is done, and they are still set to turn over the keys at the end of this calendar year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It will be the finest facility of its kind for one state in every direction, two states in some directions. And the students are going to get the kind of training that can be held nowhere else in the country. They will come out of this program not just chock-a-block full of talent, because they've got that already,
Right.
but full of professionalism. When they go out into the world, the University of Alabama brand will go with them, and they will be able to say at their regional theaters, their national theaters, maybe even their international theaters, this looks good, but at Alabama, we did it this way. Have you ever thought about that?
Yes.
And that is a great thing to take out with them, that confidence. I have had many tours come through in the part of the facility that's done already, including people who work in the professional entertainment industry. Everyone has said to me, we don't have anything like this where I come from. I have never even been on tour at a facility that looks like this. And that is the laboratory in which these performing artist art students are going to learn, and then from which they're going to go out into the world.
Yeah. The natural follow-up question is, a premier theater performing arts center in the university. That means the livability of Tuscaloosa is being enhanced too. And
Very good point.
Kind of
Yes.
talk a little bit about that, the importance of that relationship in building, because as we were talking off during the break, we want to retain a lot of this talent. And this just seems to add to the livability of the community.
Oh, I think there's no doubt about that, Johnny. When it's finally up and running, this is going to be the facility that has the full season of theater, dance, and opera. I anticipate that there are probably also going to be other programs, partners with community organizations for shows. And of course, community members are our target audience. We want you to come and see what we have to offer.
Yes.
We value you as audience members, and the performing arts are one of those things. We don't need a degree in a specialized field to appreciate when there are talented students singing their heart out on stage, or to appreciate the artistry of a well-painted backdrop, the cut of a well-cut costume, the shine of the perfect yellow spot from stage 6, right? All you have to do is sit in the audience and enjoy. And we would very much like to have you there.
And you're making a really important point that we like to emphasize here often. Sometimes we in the community don't realize that all of the assets and opportunities at the university are open to all of us. And I think we've run into that. And that's one reason that we're so appreciative of the partnership that we're going to have, is to tell the story, because the community has access to everything. For example, I think the first time we heard this when we were visiting the museums.
Right.
Museums are all open to the community. Theater is open to the community. And you guys have so much to offer. And so I'm just really excited. Just a really kind of sideline question. Tell us a little bit about, it's named for the Smith family. Can you tell us a little bit about who that is?
I would love to, Johnny, but I haven't gotten the briefing
Oh,
from
okay.
our development officers,
Okay.
and I wouldn't want to make a
Okay,
misstep. But
okay.
I can tell you one thing.
Yeah.
No one is a more dedicated supporter of the performing arts in this region than the Smith family, who really demonstrated that by stepping up when this project was in danger of being cut in half because the funding was coming along slower than the increase in construction costs. The Smith family stepped up and named that facility with a gift sufficient to get us ahead of inflation and begin breaking ground.
Wow.
Wow.
That's called commitment.
Yeah, I've often wondered who they were too, because there's some kind of little mini monument in front of Smith Hall. It also has their name on it, but anyway, I just said Smith Hall too. It is Smith Hall, right? I've often just by virtue of them having their name on Museum of Natural History, wondered that who they are. But
I would be happy to set you up with one of my development officers to give you the full story on the Smiths. It's a good story.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we'll want to do that.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've got some other good. Speaking of theater and dance, we've got something coming up called production called Godspell. Do you know much about Godspell, or is that something you've been involved with? Or
In fact, I stopped by the stage just last week to check on their progress. There were sections of wall lying on the floor with fresh paint applied. So they're at the beginning building stages of Godspell. I would also want to put in a plug. I went next door to the Alan Bales Theater, and the set was completely done and looked beautiful for A Doll's House 2, which opens this week.
That's right, it does.
yeah, can you tell us more about A Doll's House too?
Well, all that I will say is when you get there, take a look at the marble painting on the wall in the background. You would swear it had been excavated out of the ground looking like that, but instead it was our really talented crew of students painting it on for a faux finish. It looks beautiful.
That's incredible. I know you can get tickets online. It's Purple Pass,
That is correct.
purplepass.com or something like that, or go through the Arts and Sciences.
You come straight to the
Website?
Theater and Dance website, and we
Theater
will
Dance?
guide you directly to tickets.
It's going to be easy to find. Don't worry, just Google it. But yeah, so when is that opening? I'm sorry.
This week,
This week already?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what day?
I believe today.
Is it
the first
today?
show.
Oh,
I'm going tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Well, we've got to get some tickets then.
Yeah. What's
And I should also tell your listeners, I think it's Thursday, but don't quote me on this. We are going to have an understudy performance day. As you all know, we have
Oh.
main cast and understudies. The understudies study everything that the main cast does, but they don't get on stage unless somebody gets sick or has another kind of emergency.
Sure.
For this show, we're going to have one show that is the understudy show. So if you came twice, you would actually be able to see two different productions, a main cast version and an understudy cast version. They're both going to be fantastic.
Well, the last one we went to was wonderful. I mean, and it's such a grand old, it's a small theater, but it's so intimate and just very personal.
And it looks different every time you're there for the show.
It does, because they change the sets and the lighting, and it's just cool. It's just cool. But I've got to ask, this is more of a personal question. How do you do everything that you
That's exactly what I was
mean,
going to ask.
You have got so
Exactly.
many important roles. You're still in the classroom, aren't you?
I am not in the class.
You're not in the classroom anymore. Okay, so we can check that one off. But what does a day look like in Albert Bianchi's world?
Well, I'm not sure that any day is quite like the other. I will tell you that last week things got a little complicated. There was a meeting of what's called the SEC ALDP, Academic Development Leadership Program. So this is a set of department chairs and associate deans and similar folks from all over the SEC institutions came to campus. This was put on by our Office of Academic Affairs, and it involved a group of about 80 folks from all of our neighboring institutions. I know one Sunday a month we're their bitter enemy, but the rest of the year we're their partner, building up the Southeast region together. They took tours of campus. I was with them from 8 in the morning until 9 at night. The days that they were here, they got a backstage tour of the construction site of the Performing Arts Center, by the way, and they all about fell over. They said none of them has something like this on their campus, and none of them has something like this under construction. It is an indication of how much the university believes in that part of the mission.
Yeah. It's got to be exciting over in your world, and we're going to get close to break. So I just want to plan a question. Maybe we can talk about it as we come back.
Okay.
And this is where I usually go. Lisa already knows where I'm headed. But, after, and again, I want to thank you and your colleagues for their warm welcome and hospitality when we come to visit. They've just been open arms and open doors to allow us to get inside research labs and get tours and get that kind of exposure. And of course, from my point of view, I'm always looking, how do we take this knowledge and this research and transfer that technology into the marketplace? And there's two parts. One, how do we retain the talent? Well, we retain the talent by being a livable community with career opportunities. And so I think again, people don't realize the role of the university and just how critical it is to our economic vitality as a community, a region, and a state.
Yes, I agree. And I did know that you would circle the wagons around to that. And I love it. I would have been disappointed otherwise. So, Albert, this is the kind of conversation that reminds us of why the humanities endure. We're going to take a brief intermission, just enough time to turn the page, and we'll be right back. You've been listening to The Noon Show on FM 100.1. Don't go away. We will be right back. Okay, so this was
That was very creative.
Well, thank you.
Very good.
But I wanted to tell Albert, so Dr. Bandy was here. And I think Dr. Hauser, I think they both basically said the same thing, talking about how, the university is the only university in the country who offers, the master's and PhD in the precision time.
Mm-hmm.
And he says the goal is for UA students to infiltrate all over the country. And Johnny's over here. Keep them here, keep them here, keep them here. Research Park. Which, I'm all about a research park too.
Well,
But
the research part's going to happen.
talent retention.
Research part's going to happen. I am totally convinced of that. We had a piece of property. When I was at the chamber, we actually were pushing the research part. This is 25 years ago. We had a piece of property. There's a golf course that sits over there.
I see.
University's golf course. And, but again, it goes back to positioning, alignment, and timing. The timing was never right. It is now. Because you've got a president that believes in it. You've got a community that's ready.
But
So
there's
I'm
one
excited
one
about
piece
that.
of the position that we want to work on, and we talked to Dr. Adam Hauser about it. Commercial flights in and out of Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
I'm a broken record. He said
No,
he
that's a good
he
issue.
said you let me know if you want to work on a partnership. Basically, he's going to round up a posse of professors, is what it sounds. Because because really we need to be able to have more access
Well,
to flights in and out of town.
It's really
And that's what I
It's
really
the
want
only
that
really
to come up in
weak
that mayor
point we have.
It is.
forward.
It's really the only one. Not that we don't have issues there. What would you like to talk about in the closing minutes? What's on your
Good point. We should let
what's
him.
on your heart?
Sorry, I don't know. I'm feeling a little fried right now, I have to admit.
It's just so
What
much.
brought you to the University of Alabama? We should talk about you.
Sure.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Well, I like introducing folks to people. I do that. I do love that. I do love that.
Yeah. Just like we interviewed a lot of the other media personalities. Your listeners know what you cover, but they don't know you. We like to go that angle.
Welcome back to the Noon Show right here on FM 100.1. Thank you so much for being part of the Noon Show family. don't forget, tell someone else to listen to us. Tell someone else, a friend, a colleague, to like us and follow us on Facebook and all those other good things. LinkedIn, and I don't know them all, but all those things. I think they're called social media, right?
It's social
I
media.
think that's what that's called. But anyway, so y'all can tell I can't even turn my computer on without crashing it. So, but anyway, so thank you for joining us, and we're going to get back to our good friend Dr. Albert Bianchi in just a second, and continue what is a marvelous conversation today. And we love our University of Alabama, I tell you what. But we also love our wonderful sponsors, and one of our sponsors has been in business almost 41 years right here in T-Town. And they help us put smiles on people's faces. And that's our friends at Hudson Pool. Fine
yeah.
Jewelers. That's right. Hudson Pool, right downtown Tuscaloosa. Family business, local business, the best of the best. Iconic retailer. And do they ever know how to take care of their customers?
They do.
And you walk in, you're automatically greeted, if I get this out, by a friendly smile and a warm handshake, and always, what can I help you find today? And you may not even have an idea what you're looking for, but they have this uncanny ability
They do.
to help you understand, well, you're trying to do something for a special occasion, or maybe you're just trying to find something just because. And we like those just because gifts. Just because you just want to say thank you. Maybe.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, so go see our friends at Hudson Pool. They can help you find the perfect gift for any occasion and for that just because moment. And tell them Lisa and Johnny sent you. 1111 Greensboro Avenue in beautiful downtown T-Town, and they're waiting to greet you and help you. And so go see them. Tell them we sent you. And oh goodness, how can I say it? They're just the best of the best.
They are. Yeah, you're definitely not wrong about that. So I was sort of debating with myself on how to frame this question. So I'm going to have to make it a two-parter. So I want to know about you. I think our listeners would like to know who Albert Bianchi is. So we would like to know a little bit about your background, what you taught when you were still in the classroom. And the second part of that question is, what brought you to the University of Alabama and into upper administration?
It's a kind question. I can't promise to be interesting, but I will try to answer it nonetheless. So I'm a professor of English. I will always be a professor of English. It's one of the things that people don't realize about administrators. Almost all of us got our start in faculty ranks, and we always retain our faculty identity, no matter what. I'm a 19th century British specialist. So if you've ever read Charles Dickens, he's my guy, along with John Stuart Mill and others. I came to Alabama quite unexpectedly to me. I had gone to graduate school at the University of Illinois, the one in the cornfield, not the one in the city. You can actually see an entire train on the Great Plains of America, no matter how long it is, at one time. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a good
That's hard to pick. That's hard to picture around here. Yeah.
It is. And when I got done, the market for college professors in English is, let's say, meager. And so my wife and I bounced around a little bit, and we were living in Cincinnati, and a job came up for an assistant professor of Victorian literature in the English department at the University of Alabama.
Wow.
I had never thought, really, that I might come down here, but I did. I came down, I had an interview, I met some really interesting folks who said both some kind and wacky things to me while I was here. But for whatever reason, they thought I was the person for them, and I was happy to find that they were the department for me. I've been at the university now for 21 years. The first 18 of those, I was a full-time faculty member teaching Victorian literature, general literature, literary criticism, introduction to the second half of British literature. I think I taught about 40 different courses for the department at some point. And then the university started to redo its general education curriculum for the first time in about 4 decades. And because general education has such a large footprint in the college, the dean thought that we needed someone to pay attention to that carefully.
Mm.
And so he asked me if I would be interested. And I had been thinking about an administrative route off and on. Before that point, it had never quite worked out. As Johnny, as you're fond of saying, time and circumstance need to be just right, and they never were. But at this point, it was, and I said, sure. And what I found out is that doing administrative work, although it's a very different contribution to university life, it's also extraordinarily rewarding. It is now my job to find talented people and find ways of helping them do even more than what they have been doing.
I love the way you just articulated that.
It's the great privilege of the job, actually. It's my job to say yes to good questions from smart people.
And that's got to be incredibly fulfilling.
It is. It's rewarding. I mean, you had some of those folks on as guests on your show already. You know how excited they are about the things that they do. You know how sometimes all that they need is one more ear to listen or one more door to just get shoved a little bit so that they can open it the rest of the way for themselves. That's the best part of what I do.
Yeah.
A dot connector in some ways, yeah.
And a problem solver and a little bit of a fixer once in a
Yeah.
while. And I will say, I am happy to have students in my office and they don't have to be in trouble. Sometimes-
for the record, ladies and gentlemen, yes.
Sometimes they are. But I really like to look at even those moments are opportunities for learning and growth. Students, if you are ever called to my office against your will,
Oh dear.
please come with an open mind, fess up, and then let's move past it. There is always a next chapter, but first you have to accept that the chapter you're in has been closed.
Right. You know, the great Paul Bear Bryant used to, remember he would, if something ever, I think he almost never lost, but if he lost a football game, he lost it, right? Remember that? He took full responsibility, to your point, Albert. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the way you think, because there really is nothing more fulfilling than helping someone else succeed, and you have the great privilege to do that.
It's true, and when I help faculty, I help students.
Yes,
And of course, students are the business of our university, all 42,000 of them.
that's right.
We want them to get to the finish line of their respective degrees and go out into the world, whether that's locally or in the state or in the nation or globally. And we want them to make that world, that wherever it is, better than it was when they got there.
Yeah.
42,000 people making the world a little better wherever it is. That's
That's an impact.
That's a bigger, better world for everybody.
It certainly
As
is.
we've said, the largest talent pool in Alabama, sitting right here at our doorsteps, and we want them all to succeed, don't we?
We
Every
do.
one of them. And folks that you're listening, try to understand just how precious this opportunity is for our community. I mean, we can fuss about traffic all we want to, but you know, I remember when I was more active in my career, people said, "Man, what you gonna do about all this congestion on the weekend?" I said, "Folks, that's consumers. That's future residents. Let's be nice and good to them." But what's the rest of the spring look like? Y'all are getting close to graduation time. Won't be long.
Well, I think at the moment, everyone is crawling as fast as they can towards spring break. That long breath that then lets you make the sprint to the finish line and to graduation. We're going to have thousands of students walking the stage when we get to May, taking every degree that we have, and we are happy to see them every single time. All of the other students who aren't quite at the finish line yet, don't worry. Every semester is a new start. If you like the one you had, do it again. If you can imagine it being different, now's your chance.
Yeah.
But really know that the university is here to help you succeed all the time in every way that you can. You bring the talent and the goodwill, we will give you the opportunity.
Yeah, and that's I'm thinking back to my college days. I wish I'd had a few more professors like Dr. Bianchi.
Yeah, no doubt. But I have a report for you, Albert. So you said something about spring break. So every single guest during the week of spring break are one of your people. Starting out, we're going to kick it off with Dr. Katie Chow, followed by now Nat Lowen, That just happened. And then Lawrence Capello and Seth Panich, with the exception of our new format for Fridays, we have a musical guest. But they're all being very generous and sharing their time with us during their spring break.
You really lined up a set of ringers there, I have to say.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We're getting spoiled, I tell you, and we're happy about it.
It does feel like we're spoiled.
And,
Yeah.
Before we go, because we're getting ready to have to close out,
Yeah.
again, thank you, Dr. Bianchi, number one, for being with us, for sharing, for opening your world to us, which you have very generously. And of course, thank you so much. We're looking forward to the partnership that we're going to have with the Bearfield College of Arts and Sciences. We are just excited and delighted
Yes, thank
that
you
we're
so
going to
much.
get to work with y'all in such a more personal way even, and we appreciate you very much.
Well, I have to say on behalf of the college, we couldn't ask for better partners. And the best kind of partnerships are the ones that are good for everybody. And I think we've really found that together.
Thank you. I like to call it the win-win, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's very meaningful for me, especially after having been at the university for 27 years under the umbrella of the College of Arts and Sciences. Thank you and welcome aboard. I guess we'll all buckle up for the ride. I think it's going to be a great one, though. We have run out of time. Thank you so much, Dr. Bianchi Albert, for coming on the show. And before we go, though, I would like to let everyone know who's coming on the show tomorrow. We have we have actually two, Johnny, community spotlight guests, the fabulous Drew Baker from Arsenic and Old Lace. We also have Reese Grantham from Abilio. And then our regular show guest would be Emily Shaw from the Angel Fund, and Mandy. Actually, no, that's somebody else is coming. Someone from Drishti's coming. Raji.
Raji's coming.
Yeah, that's right. Raji from Drishti. They're going to be talking about an upcoming fundraiser that Johnny and I are co-hosting, Tuscaloosa's Got Talent. So we are really out of time now. I'm going to go ahead and close this out, but I would like to remind everyone, don't forget to spay or neuter your furry friends and keep those tails wagging with up-to-date vaccinations. This is Lisa Jones signing off for the Noon Show. But before we go, I'd like to wish everyone a splendiferous rest of their day. See you on the radio tomorrow. Oh my gosh, what a great show!
That